When it comes to bears, the polar bear stands at the very top. Grizzlies might have the reputation for being aggressive, but polar bears don't need the hype. They're built larger, stronger, and adapted to challenges no other bear could survive. When we talk size, the polar bear isn't just big. It's the largest carnivore to ever walk the land today. Adult males usually weigh between 900 and 1,600 pounds, and the biggest on record pushed over 2,000 pounds, basically a whole ton. While standing on two legs, they can reach over 10 feet tall, which is taller than a basketball hoop and is sure as hell one you can't dunk on. For comparison, a full-grown grizzly averages half that weight. A lion barely clears 500 pounds. In terms of sheer bulk, the polar bear dwarfs every rival. But this size isn't wasted mass. It's engineered for survival. A thick fat layer insulates against the Arctic cold, while that enormous frame provides the strength to haul seals out of the ice and swim through freezing seas. But it isn't just about being the biggest. Polar bears are specialists, fine-tuned for one of the harshest environments on Earth. Their fur, for example, isn't even white. Each hair is transparent, hollow like a straw, trapping light and heat while blending perfectly into the snow. Underneath, their skin is jet black, designed to absorb every bit of sunlight the Arctic gives. Beneath that coat also sits a fat layer up to 4 inches thick, one of the densest natural insulations found in any land animal. It's so effective that adult polar bears are almost invisible to thermal cameras. That means their body loses almost no heat, even when they're swimming in water cold enough to kill a human in minutes. And then there are the paws. Even though not as strong as a grizzly's, each one can stretch nearly 12 inches across. That enormous surface area spreads their weight so they don't crash through thin ice while hunting. The design works like built-in snowshoes, letting them move across frozen ground. But in this circumstance, size doesn't matter, because the bottoms of their paws are covered with small bumps called papillae. Combine that with sharp curved claws nearly 2 inches long, and you have an animal that can't slip and doesn't slide. Now them as hunters, on the other hand, is even more extreme. They'll walk 30, sometimes 40 miles in a day, searching for a seal beneath the ice. Or maybe they're just searching for that subscribe button, which you should hit. But what's incredible is how they even find prey in a place this empty. A polar bear can smell a seal from nearly a mile away, even through thick ice. They'll track that scent until they find a breathing hole, a single spot where a seal might come up for air, and then they wait. Sometimes for hours. When the seal surfaces, it's over in the snap of a finger. Most hunts end in failure. When that happens, the polar bear keeps moving. Some survive for weeks and months without a successful kill. Their bodies are built to handle scarcity. Layers of stored fat fuel them while they cross the ice in search of food. During the warmer months, when sea ice melts and seals become harder to reach, many bears are forced onto land. They lose weight quickly, sometimes more than a pound each day, but they continue to travel. Some have been recorded swimming over 60 miles at a time through near-freezing water to reach new hunting grounds. This level of endurance is what separates the polar bear from every other predator. It's literally what makes it the top animal in the Arctic. Nothing out there even thinks about hunting it. Wolves don't take the risk, and even killer whales stay where the ice won't trap them. A single bear controls miles of territory. It doesn't waste energy picking fights because it really doesn't have to. Its size, confidence, and reputation do all the work. One thing about them, though, which will likely make you not want to step foot in the Arctic, is that they see humans as food, not as a threat or a rival, just another animal worth eating. Most large predators stay away from people, but polar bears don't. If they're hungry, they'll follow a person's scent for miles. That all comes from how they've evolved. They've spent thousands of years in a place with almost nothing to hunt except seals. So when something living crosses their path, it's an opportunity they can't ignore. Attacks are rare only because people rarely share the same space. Most of the time, if a polar bear crosses paths with a person, it's because it's desperate. When the ice melts and food gets harder to find, more of them are forced closer to human settlements. Sadly, the Arctic is changing fast. Ice that used to stay frozen year-round now melts for months at a time, and the bears have to adapt. They're swimming longer distances, sometimes for days just to find solid ice or their next meal. Some are even spending more time on land, searching coastlines for food where they'd normally never go. It's not the life they were made for, but they're adjusting in ways most animals couldn't. Their whole survival depends on balance, strength, and a frozen world that's slowly disappearing thanks to us humans. How surprising, right? But even with all that, they're still finding ways to live. That alone says that if there's one animal that proves what it means to be built different, it's the polar bear.